Scientists are worried about these asteroids. Just how many asteroids are there in the universe that may potentially cause havoc if they were to collide with our planet? It's a difficult question to answer since the definition of the word threaten varies based on who you ask. In the nearest future, no asteroids larger than the Earth's moon will crash with our planet. This is the best estimate provided by NASA. The question is, are there any huge asteroids in our vicinity? Welcome to our channel where you get real updates about space and technologies. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and also smash the bell icon so that you can be notified when we release a new video. We know all these questions get you worried and the asteroids as a whole. Kinda stay tuned till the end of this video as we level these questions one after the other. Thanks. We've seen quite a few of them, and researchers have discovered more than 27,000 near-Earth asteroids so far. Kelly Fast, who is a near-Earth object observations program manager at NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office, told Space.com that we're stacking up the statistics for these populations, but there is no known danger right now to Earth. As far as we're aware, there isn't an asteroid that presents a danger to the Earth. If you're concerned about an asteroid impact, the continual growth of the number of near-Earth asteroids is the greatest possible news. Gordon L. Dillow is the author of Fire in the Sky, a well-researched book about the natural disaster that poses the gravest threat to Earth, collision with a large asteroid. Though writing about a serious subject, Dillow, a former newspaper reporter and war correspondent, has turned his reporting into a scientific adventure story as he takes readers into the desert to examine asteroid impact sites and pulls all-nighters with the scientists who search the skies for new threats. How worried should we be about the possibility of a collision with an asteroid? The chances of a civilization-ending collision with a large asteroid are common, like the 6-mile-wide asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Within our lifetimes or even our grandchildren's lifetimes are really very small. At the other end of the size scale, Earth is bombarded all the time by small asteroids that burn up or explode harmlessly in the atmosphere, like the one I saw in Arizona. So it's not the biggest asteroid or the littlest asteroid we need to worry about. It's the ones in between. Unless we can figure out a way to stop it, someday our planet will be hit by an asteroid big enough to cause local or regional destruction or even worldwide climate change for the dust and gases an asteroid impact can kick up. It's not a matter of if, but only a matter of when. It could happen 500 years from now, or it could happen next Tuesday. Are we investing enough in research and development to defend Earth against an asteroid impact? In a word, no. It's true that over the past 2 decades, NASA funding for planetary defense programs against potentially Earth-threatening asteroids has increased dramatically, but it's not enough. This year, NASA will spend $150 million on near-Earth object detection and related programs, but that's less than 1% of NASA's $21.5 billion budget. And when you compare that to the $700 billion or so we spend annually on conventional defense programs, it's less than a drop in the budgetary bucket. I'm all in for national defense, but we have to realize that planetary defense against asteroids is a part of our national defense. What are some of the more interesting ideas being proposed as a defense against asteroid collision? There have been a lot of really cool theoretical proposals about how to deflect an asteroid. You could bombard it with white paintballs to change its reflectivity, which could gradually nudge it off course. You could park a large object next to it and let the object's gravity pull the asteroid slightly off its Earth-threatening track. The problem with those ideas is that they would require a lot of time to deflect the asteroid, decades in some cases. As it currently stands, there are really only 2 practical methods of deflecting an asteroid. One of them involves nuclear weapons. When people think of using nuclear weapons against an asteroid, they usually think of Bruce Willis blowing up a giant asteroid in the exciting but scientifically challenged 1998 film Armageddon. But in most cases, you wouldn't want to actually blow up an incoming asteroid. Instead, you would detonate a relatively small nuclear device next to the asteroid to nudge it a little off course. The problem is that long-standing international treaties are prohibiting the use of nuclear weapons in space, and even if they weren't, the whole idea of using nukes in space makes a lot of people uneasy. So the preferred method is to use what are known as kinetic impactors. It's cannonball technology. You load up an unmanned spacecraft with a heavy chunk of metal and slam it head on to the asteroid at a speed of thousands of miles per hour. The idea isn't to destroy the asteroid, but simply to slow its speed by a tiny fraction. That way, when the asteroid finally reaches its expected rendezvous point with Earth, our planet will have already moved on its orbit around the sun and the asteroid will miss us. In fact, in 2021, NASA plans to launch its Double Asteroid Redirection Test, DART mission, to test the kinetic impactor method on a small, non-Earth threatening binary asteroid called Didymos. It will be the first time ever that an asteroid deflection method will be tested in real space conditions. That will be an important first step, but we'll still have a long way to go before we have a practical asteroid deflection system. Is the media providing balanced coverage of the asteroid threat? The asteroid threat is being over-reported and badly reported, at least on social media and in the tabloid press. Hardly a day goes by that you don't see a tabloid headlining declaring, NASA spots monster asteroid headed toward Earth. You have to get to the bottom of the story to learn that the asteroids in question will actually miss Earth by millions of miles, which is close in space terms, but not really a threat. When you have too many headlines like that, there's a boy who cried wolf effect. That's not to say that potentially dangerous asteroids don't come close to Earth. The bottom line is that the asteroid threat is real and it requires serious attention. But we don't need hyped up headlines and unfounded rumors to make the asteroid threat scary. The actual science is scary enough. Huge effect with little risk. Scientists use several methods to assess the likelihood of an Earth-impacting asteroid. Take a look at the most recent large-scale consequences. Shock waves from an asteroid or comet explosion in Siberia in 1908 destroyed an area of 750 square miles in what is known as the Tunguska incident. About 100 years later, a significant impact occurred above Chelyabinsk, causing damage to residences up to 55 miles, 88 kilometers, distance on either side of the trajectory. 1,200 people were hurt as the shock wave slammed into Chelyabinsk, largely from glass being blown in. A century and a half separated these two incidents. These are only two examples, but they provide a sense of how often large-scale effects occur. The Southwest Research Institute's Clark Chapman compiled data on the average American's probability of dying from different causes. Doomed to extinction by a worldwide impact as modest as the famed Chicxulub asteroid, which wiped off the dinosaurs 66 million years ago, approximately 1 in 75,000. The risk of death from a localized impact does not damage the whole planet is far lower, about 1 in 600,000. The odds are not great, but they're better than the ones you get if you play the local Powerball lottery and bought a single ticket. Asteroid impacts may be deadly, but you shouldn't worry about it. If you're an average American, you have a 1 in 30,000 chance of dying via aircraft accident or a 1 in 60,000 chances of dying in a tornado, according to Chapman, who collected these figures in 2007. Those are more frequent causes of death than an asteroid impact. Consider COVID-19 as well. COVID-19 has claimed the lives of 770,000 Americans since the outbreak of the epidemic. The CDC estimates, with a total of 329 million people living in the United States, this means that 1 in 427 individuals has died as a result of the virus in the last 2 years. COVID-19 is much more dangerous than an asteroid strike. You may also look at the way insurance firms evaluate risk by looking at rare but devastating occurrences such as hurricanes, earthquakes, and floods, for example. According to the Insurance Information Institute, which provides a useful chart describing what is commonly covered and what isn't, homeowners insurance may cover a broad variety of calamities, including asteroid strikes. When it comes to falling items, it's not clear whether direct hits are required to qualify. If a meteor strikes at a distance, there is considerable controversy regarding whether or not it will harm, generally speaking. Insurers' consideration of the possibility indicates that they have calculated the possibilities and that the risk is acceptable to them. Although an asteroid impact may inflict a lot of damage, the very low probability of a severe impact decreases the risk to insurance carriers. In terms of danger, an asteroid impact isn't as significant as other threats, but it is a long-term issue for civilization to address. Do you think there's much for us to do, or should we just wait? Kindly comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and also hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when we release a new video. Thanks.